Real quick, before the haters hop in the comments talking about how AEW is dead, how Dynamite can't draw, how Tony Khan is running this thing into the ground, I need you to take a look at something, because the numbers just drop and they sometimes don't lie. Welcome to the Tea Drop, strong brew, soft behavior, and today we're dropping the tea on AEW's Dynamite recent ratings surge. What's behind it, what the IWC is getting completely wrong, and why momentum matters more than the narrative right now. So let's get to it. So let's lay this out clean. Back in January of this year, Dynamite was polling 516,000 viewers with a 0.08 in the key 1849 demographics. Now, obviously that's not great. And yeah, I'll be honest, those numbers gave the AEW is dying crowd plenty of ammunition. But here's where it gets interesting. March 18th of this same year, the Fallout episode from AEW Revolution, you got 730,000 viewers. Demo jumps to a 0.13. It's week high. March 25th, 765,000 viewers. 0.14 demographic. That's the highest viewership for Dynamite since July of 2024, since the Blood and Guts special, which did 786,000. Yeah. And then April 1st, this week, the demo keeps climbing. Now we're at 0.15 in 1849 demographics. That is the best demographic rating Dynamite has posted in 2 months. Now, in what world does a dead product grow its numbers 3 consecutive weeks during the MLB opening day weekend after all? And just tell me about that. And here's the part that really is going to annoy me when people talk about ratings. None of these numbers obviously include HBO Max. You know, HBO Max, where they also premiere or show the AEW Dynamite Collision and all their pay-per-views. All these ratings we see are just Nielsen cable numbers only. The streaming audience on Max, or even on Amazon if you want to count them, is completely separate, and it is not being counted in what you're seeing reported. So when somebody in your mentions say only 730,000 people watch, what they're really actually saying is 730,000 people watch on cable, on one platform. That's it. The real total, we don't fully know, unfortunately, but we know it's higher. It has to be. That context alone should change how you read every single AEW number from here on out. Now, let me address the IWC for a second, because there is a very loud corner of wrestling Twitter and even Reddit that has decided the story is already written. And it's always a common talk with these people. AEW is dead. Dynamite is irrelevant. Tony Khan is a disaster. And look, I'm not here to cape for anybody. If the product is bad, I'll say it. But here's what they're getting wrong. They're confusing the narrative with data. They're taking its lowest point of the graph and calling it the whole graph. From 516,000 in January to 765,000 in March is not a dead product. That is a product on an upward trajectory. That is what momentum looks like in a building. And momentum is important because in wrestling, same as any business, same as any sport, momentum changes the conversation. It changes ticket sales. It changes sponsor interest. It changes how free agents think about where they want to work. You can't dismiss momentum just because the numbers aren't where they were. Where they are going, that's the question. Before we keep going, don't forget to like the stream, because I think I haven't said it enough, but there you go. My new rule for the day. But anyway, let's continue. So what actually moved these numbers? Because ratings don't lie, but they also don't explain themselves. Start with the March 18th episode. That's the Revolution Fallout show right after the big pay-per-view, so everyone's energized from that pay-per-view. Everybody who just watched Revolution tune in to see what happens next, which is great for them because that's, in layman's terms, good booking for them to make the pay-per-view matter enough for that the next time they have a show, everyone's going to be watching. Then in March 25th, Kenny Omega versus Swerve Strickland. You put two of the most respected in-ring workers in AEW in the same ring and advertise it. People show up. Not anything complicated. It's a good card building so far. And then April 1st holds the demo gain even while the overall viewership dips slightly, meaning the audience quality is there, the core demo is locking in, which is a healthy sign. Now here's the business angle on this. AEW is currently averaging 628,000 viewers and a 10 average demo in 2026. The year-over-year demo comparison is harder because Nielsen changed its measurement system in late January, so the comparison is genuinely apples to oranges right now. What we know is the recent trend, and the trend is up. That's all we know. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you AEW is suddenly going to be pulling Raw numbers. That's not the point of this. The point is, wrestling is better when there's real competition. When there are two companies making each other step up their game up. When the roster knows there are options, when the writers know they have to earn the audience every week. AEW finding its footing again, that is a good wrestling moment, period. And the AEW is cold narrative, it was always a narrative nonetheless. Narrative are easy to build, but are harder to kill. But numbers, real numbers, 3 weeks in a row going up, that's not a narrative, that's a trend. And in this business, a trend becomes a story, and a story becomes a wave. AEW might be building a wave right now, and anyone who tells you otherwise is working a different angle. So here's what I want to know from you, the real wrestling fans or whoever fans out there, whoever watches the product, the people who want to watch this stuff and enjoy this stuff. Is AEW's momentum real? Or is this a short-term bump that fades once the post-revolution energy wears off? Drop it in the comments. Thank you for watching. If the T hit right, hit the like button and subscribe. See you on the next one.